Adam, we talked yesterday about the Last Supper, the Passover meal. A lot was going on during that meal together with the disciples. And one thing that Jesus pointed out to Peter specifically is that he would deny Jesus 3 times. Mm-hmm. And I'm amazed at that interchange between Peter and Jesus. I'm also amazed at how specific Jesus is about 3 times you'll deny me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Peter certainly is known to be the one that probably thought of himself as the right-hand man. Jesus had taken him to be a part of some things that some of the other disciples didn't get to go witness or see. And so as close as he was to Jesus, he makes a statement that I've always thought was so shocking, that he says, never, I never will. He uses the word never, and they say never use the word never. That's what they would say when we were kids. And he says, even if everybody else falls away, I never will. And it's so shocking to me that the very things that we say we will never do, we can find ourselves doing even within the very day that we say we'll never do them.
Yeah, we have the passage on the PDF file that shows Peter absolutely went down in flames. Mm-hmm. 3 times he denied the Lord. But there's something about Peter that is attractive, though. There was a boldness, sometimes maybe even a cockiness that he got way ahead of himself. But, he was willing to follow closely during the trial. Mm-hmm. He got as close as any of the disciples did. It's just at that crunch time, he failed.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was moments before this in the garden with a sword, swiping Absolutely. And chopping off the ear of Malchus. And so, he goes from sword to sobbing, in such a short period of time.
How confused do you think Peter was? I
think he was very confused until the moment he heard the rooster crow 2 times. And there's a clarity that seems to come over him right in that moment when that rooster crows, that the exact words Jesus spoke have now come true. And the emotions he's gone through from the whole night and the meal and the foot washing and so many things. Well, wash all of me.
Exactly.
He's said so many, I'll never do that, I'll die with you, he says.
Right.
And there's a little phrase that he didn't really hang on to that, I wonder if this could have changed some things if he had really heard Jesus say, when he told him, he called his shot, said, you're going to deny me 3 times. And Peter says, never. But right before that, Jesus says, but after I've risen, I'll go ahead of you into Galilee.
Right. That's a hopeful statement, isn't it? It's like, it's going to work out. The storm will happen, but I'll be with you after the storm. Mm-hmm. Adam, one thing that I can't help but think about, and that is, earlier we talked about Judas, and he had a colossal failure. Mm-hmm. He sold the Lord out, and he ended up taking his life. Here, Peter has a colossal failure, but we know from the story that it's going to work out well for Peter. Mm-hmm. He's going to be forgiven. He's going to do great things in the kingdom of God. There's a message, I think, for us about how we handle our guilt and how we understand forgiveness.
Can we trust that Jesus, in the end, wants nothing more than to forgive us?
Everybody. No matter what your failure is. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Okay, now it's yours. Download the PDF file and talk with family and friends. And I know you're going to have a great discussion about forgiveness, grace, and how it all played out in the life of Peter.